Microsoft. 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 Let's run the intro, guys. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Steels Forever, aka the King of Gates, and we're back in the building. That's right, your boy Steels is back in the building. Back in the building. Fresh off Microsoft Xbox Series X gaming showcase. Let me just throw this out there. I'm a little bit late with the video because I want to do some quality improvements to the channel. So you're probably going to be you're going to see in this video some of those quality improvements. Right, a lot of hard work, guys. With that being said, though, I actually have watched this conference 3 times now. I watched it first while I was at work. So then I came home and rewatched it again because I wanted to. When you at work, you're gonna be back and forth, not paying attention to details and things like that. It's gonna be very emotional. You're gonna be caught up in the hype of the moment and things like that. So I wanted to come home and watch it again. So just kind of leisure laying in the couch. I just popped the phone out, watched it again. And the crazy part was I actually watched it one more time, sitting in here a couple days, day before. They had the 4K. I have a 4K monitor sitting right here. So basically I was like, you know what? It's only an hour. You know what I'm saying? Let's watch it again in 4K. So that way I can see the full graphic fidelities, the details, just anything. So that way I felt that, when I did this video, I would basically be as fair as I possibly can be. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to skip the pre-show because I think there's enough content within just the game show itself to actually have a very detailed conversation about. And then I would just normally I would kind of save how I felt about the conference to the end, but with this one I'm going to put it more towards the front because I think there's more. Man, this is going to be bad to say this. I think there's actually more negatives from this conference than there are positives. But that's not to say that there's no positives, or I didn't see any positives. There was actually games that I saw that I was actually interested in. So I'm not going to say the whole conference was bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to lie to you guys and say like the conference was great either. So it left a lot to be desired. With that being said, let's jump into the game, the meme of the week. Halo Infinite. Halo. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Halo fan. Let's get it out there. I was actually a bigger Gears fan than Halo, but I actually appreciate Halo. I have played all the Halos, I actually enjoy playing their multiplayer a lot. So going out there. So coming into this, the Halo game was one of the points that I thought Microsoft would actually just kill. Even me coming in to the conference, being a little bit, hesitant to be like, I'm hyped. But I was hyped for Halo because I knew the couple games I came in here knowing was going to be really good and have a really good showcasing was Halo and Forza. I knew for a fact. I said that, there's no way Forza is going to be bad and there's no way Halo. I said because I expected to see those 2 games at the very beginning of the conference. I expected those 2 games to be what showcased the Series X. That's what I expected. So when I saw Halo, the first thing I saw was like, let me say this. When they were showing the story part right at the beginning, I will say this. I don't think they have did a decent job of communicating actually what the story is about. It's like on the surface I kind of know what the story is about, but just the way they're presenting the trailers is kind of odd. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's very. It's almost like. Let me talk about this. When they get out the ship, you know, coming from a Destiny background, somebody who plays the hell out of Destiny, the first thing I noticed was it looked like Destiny. It looked, and it's not, and I'm not saying that in the sense that yeah, it looks like Destiny because Bungie made Halo. I mean, like it looks like Destiny. It looks like the game. It literally looked like a watered down version of Destiny. I mean, the whole of the ship landing, you coming out of it, and even when they kind of pan the camera angle off to the corner, and you can see like the one of the ships cruising by, it looked like Destiny. It literally looked like Destiny. And even when I was like watching them fight a lot of the NPCs, I just couldn't get around it. I like, this game looks like Destiny, but like almost a very kind of like what Bungie would have shown like pre-Destiny 1. Like this is how Destiny looked, 2 or 3 years into production. We were just trying to figure out things, and there's some videos about things like that, but it just kind of reminded me of that. Even when they went to the map, it looked very uninspired. Like, hey, you can go this map and the game's open and things like that, but the map just kind of looked very uninspired. It's like it was just a basic map, and they selected a mission, but the mission didn't really, I know it wasn't supposed to do anything, but it just didn't really seem like it was doing anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no ghost in the background, nothing that you was talking to kind of fill the void, so it kind of seemed empty. The NPCs seemed, like we're there, but we're not. And even all the way to the end, to when you got to the I guess the main boss protagonist, like the main the villain, he was kind of like cool, but then not cool. I don't know, man. Like I just, and I'm not even getting to the graphics. Just like the whole presentation of the game itself, just kind of left me kind of like, okay, wow. Because at least if all that stuff is kind of missing, it's the flair. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no flair to it. Like I guess that's what I'm saying. Like the map didn't have any flair. A lot of the guns were the older traditional guns, but you didn't really see anything new. They had flair. Even the grappling hook was kind of bland. So I guess that's probably the best way to explain Halo. That it just kind of came across as being very bland. I guess that's the best way I can say it. And like I said, like in the aspect of the graphics, it's just, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, what I suspect is that this is basically a Xbox One S game, or an Xbox One S original Xbox S model and X version of the game, and it's been enhanced to run on the Series X. That just makes perfectly good sense to me, because anything else doesn't. Because there's no way 12 teraflops looks like that. I have a PC that can do 12 plus teraflops, and I know what games looks like. I know what games look like running on Ultra. You know what I'm saying? And that's not it. And so ultimately, it just looks like a current gen game that's been enhanced on the next gen system. That's what it looks like. And even in that, it doesn't really look that good. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought it was ironic that they actually showed the Destiny 2 trailer in this presentation, and considering the fact that Destiny is like a 4-year-old game, Destiny 2 is like 4 years old. I mean, it blew this game that's just been developed specifically for this presentation. It just blew out the water. Now, I'm not saying that that this Halo game won't be a good game, and I'm not saying that the Destiny game is actually a better game because we haven't played this game. But what I'm saying is, just off the merit of looking at what's going on, the Destiny 2 game looked far better and more polished graphic wise, and it just looked more, had more flair and charisma. It just looked more alive, even when they was doing simple stuff. But we're not gonna linger into that too long. You know what I'm saying? State of Decay 3, love State of Decay. You know what I'm saying? I actually played State of Decay on the 360. I remember they had like a demo. I downloaded and played it, so I'm definitely a fan of State of Decay. You know what I'm saying? So hype for that. Wish I could have saw some gameplay. You know what I'm saying? At least to kind of see what it looks like. because based off how the trailer looks, it looks like they put a little bit more budget into the game, and that's great because that's one of the games I always felt that Microsoft should have really just put money into, because I felt like, you know, a zombie version of Grand Theft Auto, yeah, that's a winner. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, if the cinematics of the game, the trailer, is any testament of how it's going to look, hopefully they, you know, evolve some of the graphics and just the overall concepts of the game. So definitely looking forward to that. The new game Rare put out, in a while, something like that. I can't remember the name. I should have wrote this down, but I'm going off top of the head. But it's a new game that Rare is making that has the very artsy cinematics. That looked phenomenal. That looked great. Once again, though, I really wish they would have showed some type of gameplay, really, because it looked like my type of game. Because I'm a sucker for like Nia Cooney, that Studio Ghibli type of real heavy fantasy anime type of art direction. Love it. Sucker for art direction, guys. Love art direction. To me, like, art direction and soundtrack is like one of the key features to a game being good, you know, outside of gameplay. You got gameplay that sounds good, the visuals very catchy and stuff like that, and it stands out, so it don't seem very generic. But that one I like. Another game I like was The Medium. Love suspense, man. Love suspense, and that was cool. You know, there's been a lot of there's been a lot on Twitter, because it's 30 frames. But I mean, I don't know why it would be 30 frames, especially on the next gen systems. I mean, I didn't really see anything in the game that would, suggest that it would struggle to be 60 frames. But personally with me, man, I'm not really. With my first person shooters, I'm more 60 frames. You know what I'm saying? 30 frames on just normal games, I don't want to say it's cool, because it's not. Because you're going into next gen. If it was 30 frames on current gen, then I would probably say, hey man, just shut up and play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like 30 frames is not gonna break the game and be the end, the be all, the end all. But this was a next gen showcase, and I just didn't see anything to suggest why this game would be 30 frames. And I know it's from, I guess, an outside source company, so it's not one of Microsoft's studios that they own. So I guess they can't mandate it. So anyway, I thought the game looked very interesting and very curious to play that one. I actually walked away wanting to play that game more than anything else, because the ideal of you being in two alternate dimensions and what you do in one side of the dimension actually affects the other side of the dimension. Sold. Definitely I'll be playing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll be playing on the Xbox Series X, but I will be playing that on PC, because that looked good. Let me see. Fable 3. I mean, what can you say? It's Fable. I like Fable, and seeing Fable have some type of something, it's back. You know what I'm saying? For better lack choice of words or anything, it's back, and just seeing it's back is good. Invalid, the game that Obsidian is doing. I mean, let me say this. This is and there's no knock to them, but it's almost like what Obsidian is like. We're basically gonna make Fallout, or our version of Fallout, and we're gonna make our version of Skyrim. I mean, which is not a bad thing, because it's not like Bethesda owns the copyright to making first-person sci-fi type shooters and first-person medieval games. So definitely hyped for that. I read some articles saying it's gonna be like bigger than Skyrim. So I don't know. They didn't show it. And that brings up an interesting thing too. It's something I picked up from watching it the third time when I was watching it on my monitor in 4K. Was at the very bottom of the screen, I noticed that a lot of the games are going to be on the Xbox S, the original current gen Xboxes, and then they would have Series X, and they would have PC. But a lot of the games like State of Decay, the new Rare game, a lot of these games that really look good, didn't have current gen on it. Now that was disappointing because what that means, guys, is that a lot of these games that we're seeing, like State of Decay, is in pre-production, and that means that you won't see these games probably for about another year or two. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I'm pretty sure we'll probably see Forza at some point next year, but State of Decay, I don't think so, man. I don't really think. I think it'll be about 2 years. You know, even the game that Obsidian's doing, I think that it will probably be about 2 or 3 years. So, which is disappointing. I mean, just completely to be honest with you. And if I had did this video prior before seeing that, I would probably, rate this a little bit higher. And once I saw that, I was like, oh man, you mean to tell me that a lot of these games I probably won't even, or we won't even be able to play next year? Oh, that's it. Kind of raised the question of with Microsoft, like, what have you really been doing in the last 3 or 4 years? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, the last couple games we got from them that was exclusive wise was like Ori, Gears, and I guess maybe Cuphead. I can't remember exactly when Cuphead came out, but we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. So we're gonna throw Cuphead in there too. That's a free one. So Gears, Cuphead, Ori, and Crackdown. So that's 4 games. Now I know for a fact Gears and Crackdown was shown like a couple years out. Especially Crackdown. Jesus Christ. I think that thing was shown almost at the first E3 that they when they announced the Xbox One. That's crazy. But anyway, what have you been doing? And that's the crazy part. Obviously, you have not been working on any games at all because you didn't have anything to show outside of the Halo footage. Now what was odd? Now I don't really play a lot of racing games, but I was completely shocked to see Forza not functional. That's worrisome, and that's really probably the biggest takeaway from this whole conference was the fact that Forza, and I mean you can't even say new system, a new Microsoft system, and not say Forza, because Forza is one of those games that they kind of do every year. You know, you get Forza Motorsport, you get Forza Horizon, you go back to Forza Motorsport, and it's kind of like a joke. Like, like what is Microsoft going to be showing at the E3 conference? Oh, Forza. So for Forza not to be there, this launch is kind of like, yeah. I'm trying to think, what else did they show? Fantasy Star. Now, personally, that game probably looked the most next gen. Honestly, like it probably looked the most next gen, considering the fact that it's an MMO of sorts, and it looked and played the way it did. When I was watching the trailer, I'm like, nah, this looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it's cartoony, but still, just like the whole scale of it, the scale of what was going on looked good, at least to me. That's just me. But that one I was hyped. That looked good. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain about that one at all. That one just stood out to me. Destiny's trailer, yeah, and I think that it did a good job. It's probably the only normal, like, mainstream game that everybody knows of that they showed that it looked next gen. You could tell that Bungie, this is not current gen. This is not a current gen version of Destiny that they're showing in this video. I mean, you could tell by the details, the lighting, the 4K was in there and stuff. You could tell it was real smooth, so you were getting that 60 frames and things like that. So yeah, I liked it, that one a lot. So I'm hyped for Destiny. Anybody knows me knows I play Destiny, so definitely that. The video's gonna be out there, guys. I'm just warning you, it's gonna be long, but I mean, my biggest takeaway from this conference is that in some sort, Microsoft is really just out of, when Phil Spencer says they're no longer in the console wars, I mean, that's truthful. I mean, honestly, that's 100% true. Like, this is about basically putting out a system just to have. It's like PC almost. It's like putting out a new graphics card. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put out this new graphics card because we just need to have a graphics card in the market that we can say, hey, if you want power, then we have some power, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this wasn't even about next gen. This is really, in Microsoft perspective, this is still about current gen, and it's about really having, the cell phone functionality, the tablets, to the S model, to the Lockhart, to the current system that's already out, Lockhart, and then the Series X. So we're going from cell phone tablets all the way down to the Series X, right, in the ecosystem. This is about really elongating out a generation. So ultimately, my take on this is you won't see anything next gen from Microsoft for 2 to 3 years. From Microsoft, my guys. I didn't say third party. You know what I'm saying? So so if you go get Destiny or the new COD or the new 2K, it's gonna look good. Because those companies are pushing. I'm not saying Microsoft is not pushing the hardware. What I'm saying is they don't really care to push it because they really want to have something like the Forza Motorsport. Is it gonna look good on the Series X? Of course, guys, it's gonna look fantastic. The point here is you're not chasing that. What they're chasing is having an ecosystem that Forza Motorsport can play comfortably on the cell phone device right here. You know what I'm saying? They can play comfortably on a tablet device. Can play on your S models. It can play on your original models. It can play on your X models. It can play on the new Lockhart model. It can play on your Series X. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they even have like a Fire Stick device that can just stream gameplay. You know, what do you need to do? Gamer Pass, baby. Get Gamer Pass for a year. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to invest into a big console, Gamer Pass on the cell phone, Gamer Pass on your tablet. You know, you don't want to spend a lot of money on a next gen system. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't play a lot. We got this Xbox One S that's probably like $199. So is it bad business? No, it's not. But it's not necessarily, for me as a gamer, it's not really what I think about when I think about next gen. So I'm not hyped about it because when I go into a next gen system, I'm expecting to see games like Ratchet and Clank that PlayStation showed, that's showing me why and what the hardware is capable of. You know what I'm saying? Like when we saw Ratchet and Clank and he's warping through the portals and it's a completely different world. Like, guys, that's the loading time. This game looks phenomenal. Like, you could tell it was running with high quality graphics. It was running at 4K. I'm pretty sure nothing's running that smooth. It's not 60 frames. And it had ray tracing in the game at launch, not patched in later. So yes, like I said, man, what would I rate this? To me, honestly, around about a D, maybe a C minus. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a C minus. You know, and I feel like because I have to think about it so hard, that I'm leaning more to a D plus, maybe, than a C minus. Because to me, the D plus sounds better because they just didn't really have anything that just wowed me. Like, you know, like I said, like when I walk away from a new showcase and Destiny 2's trailer is probably the most thing that wowed me the most, along with DLC from Phantasy Star, like the enhanced version. Yeah, you know, but that's not to say that the Xbox guys who are 100% Xbox gamers didn't enjoy this, because I'm pretty sure they probably did, because they have probably already bought into the idea of the ecosystem, you know what I'm saying, of the Xbox brand. You know what I'm saying? So Gamer Pass and things like that makes a lot of sense to them. You know, I don't think this is going to win them any new customers. In fact, I feel like it may lose more customers than it gains. That's just my opinion, you know. Like always, I don't want to draw this video out because it's already a long video. We can go 30 minutes on this one, but I won't. But anyway, drop in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys thought about the conference. If you haven't watched it and you have a 4K TV or a monitor, do yourself the favor to watch it in 4K. I will say it looks a lot better in the 4K. The 4K version is the one. Watch that one. You know what I'm saying? But like always in the comment section, guys, let me know what you thought about the conference. What games you liked, what games you didn't like. Are you getting one? Are you gonna buy one? Are you excited? Are you gonna buy the new Xbox Series X Lockhart? You know what I'm saying? Is this the future? Is Gamer Pass the future? We need to know that in the comment sections. Like always, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because that actually helps me out a lot. Because that lets me know I'm doing a good job and you guys appreciating me and I'm appreciating you guys. Like always, it's your boy Steels Forever, aka the King of Geeks, aka Mr. Back in the Building. Appreciate the love, guys.